Welcome back to Hardball. Time now for the Politics Fix tonight. Melinda Henenberger is the editor of thepoliticsdaily.com, and Charles Blow is a columnist. Did I say that right? For the New York Times. Charles, thank you. This thing today, snow. It was a snow day in Washington today, Charles. As you used to say in Catholic school, a day off. An exciting day for the Democrats, 14-9. I have to give them credit, and I will give them credit. The Democratic Party was united today. The men on the left, moving to the left, Jay Rockefeller, Ron Wyden, good liberals. They went with the committee. They stuck with the solidarity of the committee. Blanche Lincoln, who has to represent a very difficult re-election challenge down there in Arkansas, she stuck with the committee. Democratic loyalty and unity is not something we're used to saying, but it was powerful today.
That's true, but it's powerful on a bill that has been significantly watered down from what many Democrats wanted. And I think that today's victory for the Democrats represents both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, you know, you did see the unity of the party. You saw them win over Snow, which is, you know, for all the attention and energy that has been lavished on her, you had to win that vote. If you didn't, that would really have been a crushing defeat. But the problem is now you're stuck in a situation where the bipartisanship that most Americans say that they want, you've achieved on a bill that is not exactly what you want in the end.
Well, how do you have both? How do you have bipartisan support for a liberal bill? It seems like an oxymoron.
Well, here's the thing.
Don't you need bipartisan support for a moderate bill? That's how you do it in politics.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you're not going to get much bipartisanship anyway. I mean, what we're calling bipartisanship these days is one vote, and then when it goes to the floor, it may get one vote, maybe more than that. But, you know, if that is what we mean by bipartisanship, we've kind of lost good policy in good politics. By wanting to appease the people who want the bipartisanship, we've lost what we think was a good policy. The public by far wants a public option. The president has said it's a good idea to have a public option.
How come only 30, I don't want to argue with you all night, Charles, but only 30 senators support that position? You talk it up, Ed Schultz talks it up every night. Fair enough, it's a good position, it's a progressive position, but I just saw as recently a couple of days ago, only 30 Democrats, Melinda, only 30 of the 60 Democrats in the Senate support it. So why do we keep talking about something that half the Democrats don't support?
But the public...
You think Evan Bayh's for it? You think Blanche Lincoln's for it? Ken Conrad? No, they're not. Max Baucus? No, they're not. They're not for what Charles is for.
They can't afford to be for it politically, but the public is for it. And I wonder how much of...
Well, why aren't they for it then, if they're reading their districts right, their states right?
Part of it, I think, is that the media, the way it has presented... In an AP story today, AP, supposed to be as neutral as you can be, presented the public option as a divisive measure put forth by liberals. That's an AP story's explanation for what the public option is. But I agree with Charles that this bill that went through today with one Republican, and that's what passes for bipartisanship, is a very Republican bill. It's a
okay, how do you get 60 votes for a bill that you'd like?
I think they're going to get the 60 votes for something very much like this bill.
Well, how would you get 60 for something you'd like? You and Charles are blowing the horn here for the liberal solution, and I'm just asking you a political question. How do you get 60 votes for it? Because if you're not, it's another failure going back to the days of Harry Truman. I know how Democrats fail in health care. It's been done in every administration I've lived through. I know how to fail. Stick to what you want. And you don't get it, and then you say, "Hell, you really tried. Give me credit for trying."
No, that's absolutely right, and that's why Jay Rockefeller is going to go for this. He's going to vote for a bill without public option, as he has to, because he's been waiting for this moment for 40 years, and he's not going to want to have history judge him as the guy who helped.
Charles, why not try it, get a bill through, and then see if it doesn't work because it doesn't get the insurance companies to lower their rates to affordability, and then you go, now we've made our case. What's wrong with that approach?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. First of all, I liked how you say that I'm blowing the horn. That's great. But I think what you have to...
Oh, you mean like a word game? Sorry.
Exactly. No. But,
I didn't mean to do that. I'm usually more clever, but I think...
but here's the thing. You know, people were cowed by the political environment going into the summer. But the summer is over. And so a lot of people were turned off by the loud noise of the summer. And I think that's why you got to a position where you have 30 Democrats against it. That said...
Well, the polls prove you're right, because September was a much better month for the president.
Absolutely.
Than was August, but it's hard to believe it could have been worse. But you're right, there is a calming spirit in the country this fall that has emerged that wasn't here this summer. We'll be right back. I'm out of time. We'll be back on that thought. We're back with Politics Daily's Melinda Henneberger and Charles Blow of the New York Times for more of the Politics Fix. Charles, did you have a thought you wanted to continue there, or else we'll go on to Liz Cheney and her new coalition with the neocon crowd? Bill Kristol's back with a new face. It was Dan Quayle, then it was Sarah Palin, now it's Liz Cheney. He loves to get these front faces up there for his organizations. The latest one's called Safety for America or something. It joins a long list of neocon front groups by the names of, do you listen to these committees? They usually write op-ed pieces for major newspapers. The Americans for Victory Over Terrorism, the Coalition for Democracy in Iran, the Committee for the Liberation of Iraq, the Committee for, this is my favorite, the Committee on the Present Danger, said breathlessly, the Project for the New American Century, I think that's one's had it, and of course the phony title, the American Enterprise Institute, has nothing to do with American Enterprise. It's a front group for the neocons. So what do you think of this? Why do they keep organizing these groups? What's Liz Cheney going to do with Bill Kristol, your former colleague there on the op-ed page of the New York Times?
Well, we actually didn't overlap, but at least I don't think we did. But I think the Cheneys give me no end of kind of amusement and enjoyment. I mean, after Dick Cheney ran around for the last 10 months doing his best impersonation of the Grim Reaper, now his daughter is out being the Grim Reaper Jr. or Mini-Me. And it's hard for me to even take it seriously. I can't even believe that someone is advocating the failed war policies of the Bush administration. The American public overwhelmingly rejected that idea in November. Nothing has changed since then, other than, they say that, disastrous Obama policies. Well, the administration is trying to get us out of the disaster that is Guantanamo Bay, the disaster that is Iraq, the disaster that is Afghanistan.
Melinda, your thoughts about Liz Cheney? Why is she doing her father's business here?
Well, I think that she believes it. Obviously, she's not a centimeter to the left of her dad. I mean, when she says the president has such radical views, she has some pretty radical views herself, like, that this waterboarding can't be torture because American soldiers have been trained in it, huh?
Yeah. Bring back torture and war. The Cheneys live again.
But she has a big future, I think, in their party. Well,